what I'm saying? When Pharaoh heard from Moses, and he began to realize Moses is obeying God. He said, I tell y'all what, we're going to up the ante. And it wasn't nothing against Moses. This was a battle between two gods. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? And when we up the ante, they're going to have bricks without straws. Look at your neighbor and say, the devil will up the ante and made them do bricks without straws. He'll up the ante and he'll stop attacking this one. And he'll start attacking 5 more in your family. Just when you think this one okay, he starts attacking this one. He starts attacking that one. He starts attacking this one. He starts attacking that one. And you say, Lord, I thought everything was going to be all right. I thought you told me to fast. I thought you told me to pray. I thought you told me to dance. I thought you told me to worship you. But the more I do it, the more that devil started attacking. But look at somebody and say, good is coming out of that. Find somebody else and say, good is coming out of that. But after a while, they kept on pressing forward. You gotta move forward in spite of. You can't throw in the towel. You can't look back. You gotta move forward. Face that giant. Tell that giant, I ain't giving up. Tell that giant, I ain't stopped praying. I ain't stopped fasting. I ain't stopped holding on. He's gonna bring you out. When God promised you, he's gonna heal you. When God promised you, he's gonna save your children. I don't care how long it takes. God don't go back on his word. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? If God ain't gonna bring you out, you might as well start dancing now, because you sure enough gonna come out. If God say he's gonna heal you, you might as well start praising God. Oh, I feel like preaching, because God is sure enough gonna heal you. If God tells you that he's gonna fix that problem in your home, you might as well go ahead and start praising God now. Look at somebody and say, don't wait till the battle's over. Neighbor, go ahead. Shout now. But after a while, God will show that devil. Show that devil up. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, God will show your devil up what you're worried about. Look at somebody else and say, get ready, because you're getting ready to see the hand of God move. He began to send a plague. Oh, come on, somebody. And out of all the plagues that God sent out there, none of them affected the children of Israel. He sent a plague of blood, polluted the rivers. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? But the children of Israel drank clean water. What a mighty God. God we serve. You plagued the water, but I had clean water. Look at your neighbor and say, what a mighty God we serve. How y'all eating and we can't eat? Why our animals dead and y'all animals alive? It must be the Lord. Oh, that went right over somebody's head. How did your son get out of that and mine didn't make it? It must be the Lord. How did your daughter come out? Mine's still going through. It must be the Lord. How are you still working and they laid me off? It must be the Lord. How you still got your house and mine I lost? It must be the Lord. How you get healed and I'm still sick? It must be the Lord. You want to clap your hands on your mouth. Shout, it must be God. all over the place, giving God glory. And they can't understand why you praising God. They can't understand why you giving God the glory. Because you realize God brought me out without a shadow of doubt. God opened up the door, brought my children out, kept food on the table, healed my body. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? And then the ninth plague, darkness came all over that place. But the children of Judah had light. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? God, strong and mighty. God, strong in battle. The great I am. Give your neighbor a high five and say, neighbor, get ready. We're coming out. Get ready. What you're going through, good. It's going to come out of it. What you're battling with, good. It's going to come out of it. Look like we look around and they're giving all kind of pink slips. Folk are worried because the economy looks bad. If I lose my job, what am I going to do? But it looked like when you lost that job, you didn't lose a meal. When you lost that job, power stayed on, water stayed on. Condo got paid, insurance got paid, and folk are still wondering, how are you making it without a job? And you can tell them, I've learned how to look toward the hills, which cometh my help, because I found out, y'all, that all my help comes from the Lord. Folk are wondering, how did you stay healed and my sickness came back? You ought to tell them, he that the Son set free, they are free indeed. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, don't worry. God got it all under control. Whatever you're going through, good, it's going to come out of it. You may not understand why you're going through it. You may be angry, but the joy of the Lord is your strength. You may be perplexed, but the joy of the Lord. You may be confused and may not realize that God got you wrapped up in the palm of his hand. You may not realize that God in the midst of famine will give you quail, will give you manna. He'll be your water in dry places, your bread in the starving land. When your friends turn your backs on you, God will be your friend. When your family misunderstand you, God will look down and say, you are the apple of my eye. Look at somebody and say, we're coming out. Reason folk in the church don't get a touch from you. Jesus can't touch you. You just stand there looking. You got to be like that woman that had an issue of blood. Oh yes, she did. And there was a lot of folk around. She said, if I could only touch the hem of his garment. You gotta learn, if you want to touch from Jesus, you gotta touch him first. Lift your hands and say, Father, I want to touch you today in this place. I need a touch